Just think how you would feel if you were up here, waiting to be recorded. And try and feel sorry for me. Well, I'm Carolyn Carter. I'm glad to be here in Mountain View, Arkansas, and see all my friends. I've been thinking a lot about the folk festival. I hadn't been up in a while, and I got to thinking about the first time I ever came to the folk festival here. I saw some clips on YouTube from the 1975 folk festival with Jimmy Driftwood and Grandpa Jones and Ollie Gilbert. Everybody running around with headbands on their heads and barefooted and stuff. And it reminded me of the first time I ever came up to play. I came up about 24 years ago. I'd never been here. I brought my guitar and I sat down over by the Yellow House in a chair by myself, of course. And I just started singing. I didn't know anybody. And 3 people walked up and sat down in front of me. They were older than me. And some of you, I hope a few of you might remember, Betty Goss and George Hill and Bill Ream. I don't know if anybody in here would remember them, but they were some of the regular pickers back in then. And they sat down and listened to me, and Betty said to me, "Do you know a folk song?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "Sing one." So this is what I did. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. I'd hammer out danger, hammer out a warning, I'd hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. If I had a bell, I'd ring it in the morning, I'd ring it in the evening, all over this land. I'd ring out danger, ring out a warning, and I'd ring out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. If I had a song, I'd sing it in the morning, singing in the evening, all over this land. Sing out danger, sing out a warning, and sing about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Well, I got a hammer, I got a bell, I got a song to sing all over this land. It's the hammer of justice, the bell of freedom. It's a song about love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. Yes.
A little bend. You can bend it down or bend it sideways.
This way?
Crank it.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. Well, when I got done singing that song, I looked at them, and they looked at me, and Betty said, "That weren't no folk song." And I said, "Well, I thought it was a folk song." And she said, "No, that's one of those Beatles songs." And I said, "Well, would you sing me a folk song, because I'm new up here and it seemed like everybody I heard was playing bluegrass to me." And she said, "I'll sing you a folk song." So she told George and Bill to get their, Bill played the fiddle, George played the guitar, Betty played the doghouse upright bass. She said, this is what I'm going to sing for you." Well, I didn't know God made honky tonk angels. I might have known you'd never make a wife. And you gave up the only one who ever loved you, and went back to the wild side of life. So I looked at them, and they looked at me, and I said, "That's no folk song." And she said, "Yeah, that's a folk song." So I listened to him for a while, and I made my adieu. And I walked over to another group sitting over here under the yellow house porch. And there was a small man with a big white hat, and he was singing this. Well, down in the Ark and down in the Ark and down in the Arkansas, the prettiest girl I ever saw was down in the Arkansas. Well, I had a cow, slobbered bad, took him to my old granddad. Asked him what to do about it, he said, teach that cow to spit. Down in the Ark and down in the Ark and down in the Arkansas, well, the prettiest girl I ever saw was down in the Arkansas. Now, Grandma, she would really fuss when that she would hear us cuss. We would all hide in the ditch when she would get her switch. Down in the Ark and down in the Ark and down in the Arkansas, well, the prettiest gal I ever saw was down in the Arkansas. So when I got up, the man shook my hand and he said, "My name's Dusty Rhodes." So I enjoyed that very much. And then as the night went by, I met Odell Jackson, which became my good friend. He played by himself too, and he would play a song and I would play a song, and we did that for many years. He told me one thing. He said, "Don't ever be afraid of being different, and don't ever be afraid of doing your own music." So I've always remembered that. He's been a good friend. I don't get to play with him much anymore. Then I met Ron and Peggy Taylor, and Peggy Taylor kind of introduced me to traditional folk, the kind that our grandmothers would say come from the old country, which I love to sing. So this is a song that some of you know, Barbara Ellen. It was in the early month of May, and all the trees were blooming. Sweet William in his deathbed lay, for the love of Barbara Ellen he sent his servant to the town, to the place where she was dwelling. Said, "Come to my master's house, if your name be Barbara Ellen." Slowly she got up, to his bedside going. She pulled the curtain to one side and said, "Young man, you're dying." He said, "I'm sick, I'm very low, and sorrow dwells within me, but no better I will ever be, till I have Barbara Ellen." Oh, mother, mother, go make my bed and make it long and narrow. Sweet William buried sweet William in the old churchyard, and Barbara there beside him, and from his grave grew a red, red rose, and out of hers a green briar. They grew and grew in the old churchyard till they could grow no higher, and there they tied in a lover's knot the rose wrapped round the briar. Thank you. I've made a new CD. It's not out yet at Mills Recording Studio. And I've recorded 20 of the oldest songs I know because they're just being forgotten. I know the Folk Center keeps a lot of them alive, but I just wanted to record them. And the name of the CD is going to be Least We Forget. So when that comes out, I hope you take a look at that and maybe get you one. It's got some pretty old songs on it that I didn't write. So this is another song that I really like. It reminds me of my grandma who came from the Appalachians, and it's called Across the Blue Ridge Mountain. One morning, in May, I overheard a handsome man to a young girl say, "Go dress you up, pretty Katie, and come along with me across the Blue Ridge Mountain to the Allegheny. I'll buy you a horse, I'll buy a saddle too, and I will buy another to ride along with you. We'll stop at every tavern and we'll drink when we're dry. Across the Blue Ridge Mountains, my Katie and I. Then up spoke her mother, and angry was she then. "Bright daughter, oh dear daughter, he is a married man, and besides there are others more handsome than he, so let him take his own wife to the Allegheny." Mother, dear mother, he's the man of my heart, and it would be so dreadful if ever we should part. And besides, I would be jealous of every girl I'd see who would cross the Blue Ridge Mountains to the Allegheny. The last time I saw them, he was right by her side, laughing and singing, ready to ride, happy to be leaving and happy to be free, across the Blue Ridge Mountains to the Allegheny. One morning in May, I overheard a handsome man to a young girl say, "Go dress you up, pretty Katie, and come along with me across the Blue Ridge Mountains to the Allegheny." Thank you. Well, I am a gospel singer, but I love all kinds of good music. But this is a song that my dad and two of his sisters did on a live radio broadcast in the late 50s. They had that 3-part harmony, old song. I put this on the CD too. I really like this old song, Only a Tramp. Only a tramp was Lazarus that day, he who lay down at the rich man's gate. He begged for the crumbs from the rich man to eat, but they left him to die like a tramp on the street. He was some other's darling, some other's son. Once he was fair, once he was young. Some other rocked him, her little darling, to sleep, but they left him to die like a tramp on the street. If Jesus should come and knock on your door, would you let him come in? Give him bread from your store? Or would you turn him away with nothing to eat? Would you leave him to die like a tramp on the street? He was Mary's own darling, God's only son. Once he was fair, once he was young. Mary, she rocked him, her little darling, to sleep, but they left him to die like a tramp on the street. Thank you. This is a song, an old song that my mother loves, so I told her I would do this song called Just a Rose Will Do. When time shall come for my leaving, when I bid you adieu, don't spend your money on flowers, just a rose will do. For I'm going to a beautiful garden at last, when life's work is through. Don't spend your money on flowers, just a rose will do. Just call an old-fashioned preacher to preach a sermon so true, and I'll need no bright decorations, just a rose will do. For I'm going to a beautiful garden at last, when life's work is through. Don't spend your money on flowers, just a rose will do. And I'll need no organization just to make it to do. I'll need no bright decorations, just a rose will do. For I'm going to a beautiful garden at last, when life's work is through. Don't spend your money on flowers, just a rose will do. Thank you. Old song. I'm going to do a song I wrote. I lost an aunt last week who, when we went to her funeral, there was a quilt on every pew in the church. I'd never seen one like that before. She was, let's see, I had 4 aunts and 2 uncles left out of 11. And she went quickly, and I really couldn't believe all the quilts she had made, and I never even knew it. So, and I have one of those quilts, but anyway, I wrote this song really about my grandmother who got the Alzheimer's disease, and it's just called The Quilt, so I just wanted to do it for you. There's a little yellow quilt at the foot of my bed. They tuck it 'neath my chin at night, fluff the pillow 'neath my head, and I hear them whisper quietly. It helps her sleep, it seems. It's the quilt my mama gave to me the day I turned 16. She wrapped it in her Sunday shawl, the one her mama made, and she laid it on my dresser at the end of the day. There's a picture of a countryside, an old house and a stream on the quilt my mama gave to me the day I turned 16. Blow, north wind, blow, take me to this place. It looks so warm, it looks so safe. My memory fails me, Yet I still dream of the quilt my mama gave to me the day I turned 16. Well, it went with me to college. It kept me warm at night. And when I ventured on my own, it kept my blue heart light. And I wrapped my babies in it, and I rocked them fast asleep in the quilt my mama gave to me the day I turned 16. Now here am I, and I am old, and this young girl cares for me. They say she is my daughter's child. How I long for that memory. So when I'm gone, I'll have them wrap my quilt up in my shawl and give it to this young girl who calls me Grandma. Blow, north wind, blow, take me to this place. It looks so warm, it looks so safe. My memory fails me, yet I still dream of the quilt my mama gave to me the day I turned 16. Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to do a song that, I come from a large musical family on my dad's side. My mom is the only child who could not sing, could not carry a tune or anything. And she tried everything. She tried playing the saw and the comb and the spoons, and she just couldn't sing. So, but when me and her would hang clothes out, she would sing one song, and so I'm going to sing that song for you. And sing along with me if you know this song, and I know you do. Well, each day I do a golden deed by helping those who are in need. My life on earth is but a span, and so I'll do the best I can. Life's evening sun is sinking low. A few more days, and I must go to meet the deeds I have done, where there will be no setting sun while going down this weary road. I'll try to help some travelers load. I'll try to turn the night to day, make flowers bloom along the way. Life's evening sun is sinking low. A few more days, and I must go to meet the deeds that I have done, where there will be no setting sun, where there will be no setting sun. Hey, good job. Good job. Good job. Pretty old song. Pretty old song. Okay, I have to do a song now that, I don't have to do this song, but this is called the Mississippi Dog Song. Some of you might have heard me do this song before. my daddy was a coon hunter, so I liked this song. And I liked the way that Ollie Gilbert did this song, if you know who I'm talking about. Ollie Gilbert was at the first, of course, folk festival here in 1975. But I did a folk festival up north, and this person had a hard copy, big National Geographic book. And she was in there in Mountain View, Arkansas, and she was in there that she was possibly the person that they had found that knew more folk songs than anybody they had ever come across. So I'm working on that. So, but I really like her, and of course we know her son, Hoover. You know, we all know Hoover. So anyway, this is her arrangement of this song, and what you got to do is when you hear me say "hey," then you say "hey." It's just kind of like if my daddy was hollering at his coon dogs. So, Mississippi Dog Song. Well, every time I go to town, the boys keep kicking my dog around. And it don't matter that he's just a hound, you gotta quit kicking my dog around. Every time I go to town, the boys keep kicking my dog around. And it don't matter that he's just a hound, you gotta quit kicking my dog around. Well, me and Limbrick and Nobel Brown, well, he's taking us a load of corn to town. And my old Jim dog, that old cuss, and naturally followed us. And we drove on up to Johnson's store, and he cussed as we passed him at the door. And old Jim, he jumped behind a box, 'cause all them fellas was throwing rocks. And every time I go to town, the boys keep kicking my dog around. Hey! It don't matter that he's just a hound, you gotta quit kicking my dog around. Every time I go to town, the boys keep kicking my dog around. Hey! It don't matter that he's just a hound, you gotta quit kicking my dog around. Well, they tied a tin can around his tail, and they ran him past the county jail. And it made us all so doggone sore. Lemmy cussed and Billy swore. So me and Limbrick and old Bill Brown, well, we lost no time in tracking him down. And we put them fellas on the ground for kicking my old Jim dog around. And every time I go to town, the boys keep kicking my dog around. Hey! It don't matter that he's just a hound, you gotta quit kicking my dog around. Every time I go to town, the boys keep kicking my dog around. Hey! It don't matter that he's just a hound, you gotta quit kicking my dog around. Well, Jim did his duty there and then, and he tore into them gentlemen. And he made a mess of the courtyard square with bits of teeth and bone and hair. Well, he's the best dog that I ever did see. Everywhere he goes, he follows me. And he wakes me up at the break of dawn, and he keeps them revenuers gone. And every time I go to town, the boys keep kicking my dog around. Hey! It don't matter that he's just a hound, you gotta quit kicking my dog around. Every time I go to town, the boys keep kicking my dog around. Hey! And it don't matter that he's just a hound, you gotta quit kicking my dog around. That's a good old song, too. Good old song. Okay, oops, sorry. Okay, let me see what time it is here. Oh, okay. Okay, I'll do this song, old song. And you probably know this one, too. And you can sing along with me on this, too. Maybe just a minute. Wrong key. Sorry. This is my dad's favorite song, so. From this valley, they say you are leaving. I will miss your bright eyes and sweet smile, for they say you are taking the sunshine away from this valley for a while. Come and sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember the Red River Valley and the cowboy who loved you so true. Do you think of the valley you're leaving? Oh, how lonely and dreary it will be. Do you think of this kind heart you're breaking? Do you think of the pain you're causing me? Come and sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember the Red River Valley and the cowboy who loved you so true. They will bury me where we have wandered, 'neath the tree where the wildflowers grow. They will bury me here in this valley, for I can't live without you, I know. Come and sit by my side if you love me. Do not hasten to bid me adieu. Just remember the Red River Valley and the cowboy who loved you so true. Oh, that was pretty. Thank you. That's good. I'm going to do a song that I heard Miss Betty Miller do. Some of you probably know her, remember her. The Butterfly Lady, they called her. I was at church, Sillamore Church, one Sunday, and she did this song, and it's the prettiest I ever heard anybody do it. And the name of this song is Man of Sorrow, but not to be confused with Man of Constant Sorrow and Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? They later renamed this song What a Savior, but it's just a really pretty song that I'd like to do for you. Man of Sorrow. Man of sorrow, what a name for the Son of God who came. Ruined sinner, now proclaim, hallelujah, what a Savior. Lifted up was he to die. It is finished, he did cry. Now in heaven exalted high, hallelujah, what a Savior. When he comes, our glorious King, and his children home he'll bring. Then a new song we will sing, hallelujah, what a Savior. Thank you. Old song. I love to hear this song. I guess I'm going to do one more song for you. I've been up here about 45 minutes, and we got Pretty Little Miss coming up, which will wake you up. Yep. I'm going to do a song I wrote, which I didn't do very many songs I wrote tonight, but I wanted to do some old folk songs I've put on this new CD I'm making. So this is a song called Love that I wrote. And I wrote this song after I had read a book of prayer that a young Navajo Indian had written many years after he grew up. So I just wrote this song. It just reminded me of it, called Love. And what goes around comes back around. Love is a melody with its own sound, like the north wind circling through the pines on a winter's day. What goes around comes back around. Love is a ribbon by which we're bound, like an old faded Bible whose worth goes on with time. Teach me, Father, this I pray, not to ask for more, but rather let me give my thanks for what is at my door, for food and drink and gentle rain and sunny skies above, for peace and joy and home and friends, but most of all for love. What would it be if you and me left a loveless world as our destiny? We need faith, hope, and charity, but most of all love. And what if A single drop of rain said, much too small am I to ever quench this thirsty land. I'll just stay here in the sky. Teach me, Father, this I pray, not to ask for more, but rather let me give my thanks for what is at my door, for food and drink and gentle rain and sunny skies above, for friends and home and peace and joy, but most of all for love. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Christopher. Thank you, Christopher, for having me. Thank you.